everyone, my name is Kiana and I'll be talking to you about my experience at a PWI as a young black woman and entering into the workforce as a young black woman. I attended East Carolina University and I had the time of my life. If I had to go back and choose between a PWI and HBCU, I would definitely choose ECU again because I had a lot of fun. I know a lot of misconceptions about attending a PWI is that you're not going to have as much fun. There's not as much culture. You're going to stand out. You have to conform. And none of these things are true. You can still have a great time in a PWI like you would at HBCU. I know a misconception about attending a HBCU is that, yeah, you're going to have fun, but your degree won't mean anything and you're not going to be successful. And that is totally untrue because I know a lot of people who have attended HBCUs and they're doing well for themselves. So now I'm going to get into my major. I was a public health major and my concentration was community health. So we always had discussions about community health issues and minority health issues. And being a minority in the classroom and speaking about minority health issues, I have never felt out of place. I have never felt uncomfortable. It was nice having discussions with different types of races concerning health issues. And it was nice to be able to speak out about what I was concerned about as far as African American health issues. Okay, so now moving into my work experience. I have had a horrible work experience. One was with an interview that I had with Miller Mont College. I had the first interview, which was a group interview. Then I had the second interview. That's where you come in and see what the job is all about. And the guy's like, we're down your back, we're monitoring the phones, we're monitoring the computers. How do you feel about that? And I was honest. I was like, I don't like it, but if it's part of the job, I'll have to deal with it. But on top of trying to get students to register and having to have a certain amount of students register and have you on my back at the same time, it's going to be stressful. So he then goes to ask me, well, how did you learn to speak so proper? And I was taken back because you would have not asked anybody else how did they learn to speak so proper. I thought it was very rude, and at that moment I knew that I did not want to work there. So now moving forward to the job I have now, which will be ending this week. I am in grad school, so I had a graduate assistantship as a research assistant, and they wanted me to apply to be a researcher. It was never 100% guarantee I would have the job. They just told me to apply. Once they started doing interviews, they started treating me weird because I guess they knew they weren't going to go with me. One specific incident I had with my boss was when she wanted me to print something off for a patient. I ended up printing off what she needed, but there was a lot more of what she didn't need inside of what she did need, that stack of papers. So she's like, what is this? This is not what I need. And she walks to the front where I sit at and the printer is still going. And I had no idea it was going to print that much. And she's like, is the printer still going? And I was like, yes. She's like, you need to cut that off. And I don't cut it off. She walks over and she cuts it off. And then she was like, you need to show me what you're doing on the computer because this is not what I need. And she throws the stack of papers on the ground. And at this point, I'm like, do I be professional or do I walk away or do I be the angry black woman? I said, Kiana, keep it together. Type in your username and password and just, show her what you're doing. But I'm typing in with an attitude, like banging on the keyboard, typing in my stuff, and then I guess she sees what she did and she picks up the stack of papers and she's like, I'm sorry, I just wanted to know what you were doing. Like, her true colors came out and then she had to like bring them back in and she was all apologetic. And I just knew, like, you just never know who you work with and how they truly feel about you if you're no longer beneficial to them. And so that was my experience at a PWI and in the workforce. I had fun at East Carolina University. I haven't had a horrible experience going into the workforce. So that was the end of attending a PWI and my thoughts on it and my experience going into the workforce. If you have any other ideas, any questions, any other videos you want me to do, just let me know down in the comments and I will be looking at them to see what other videos you guys would like for me to do. Thanks for watching. Bye.